NATO chief is warning citizens to be prepared for war, and I'm going to give you a very practical step you can take today. Emergency in several parts of the United States, and stores like Walmart not being resupplied due to weather. And Arkansas water issues continue, plus lots and lots of reports from you guys from all over. Let's jump into it. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade, and these are your reports that you guys are sending in from what you're seeing out there. Please do keep your updates coming in. You can do that by just putting a comment on any one of the videos on this channel. Use the word update somewhere in your post and give us some sort of geographical location. We do want to thank our sponsor, Genesis Gold Group. They do a fantastic job helping people get out of stocks and bonds and other risky things in their portfolios, in their retirement accounts, and getting over into gold, silver, and platinum. They can talk to you about what they can do with you and answer all your questions. There'll be a link at the end of the video. There was a fire on Tuesday at a big seafood processing facility in Waco, Washington State. It started Monday morning, but it was still continuing as of Tuesday morning. Hot spots and still hazardous smoke coming off of it. People warned not to breathe in the smoke. People in the vicinity told to stay in their homes and stay essentially locked down. That was a big seafood processing plant there. Marley says NATO warns to have battery radio and water to prepare for war. The NATO chief said, he said citizens will need to make basic preparations in case a massive conflict breaks out. Admiral Bauer said, you need to have water, you need to have a radio on batteries, and you need to have a flashlight on batteries to make sure that you can survive the first 36 hours. Water and radios, right? Super important in those type of situations. Food is good, but you don't really need food, at least at first. What you'll need is you'll need water, clean water, drinking water, if your water shuts down, and you also need information. Now, I'm going to suggest a radio. Now, you don't have to get this radio, but for those of you who are out there like, I'm not sure which radio I should get, I want to get one that's going to do all the things it needs to do. The Kato KA500, highly recommended out there, and I've gone through it all, and it fits the bill. It's $42 on Amazon. You can get it super easy. You can get this thing from elsewhere too. It has AM, FM radio, which is good, but that's local stations. It has weather radio, which is an emergency broadcast system. Also, it has shortwave radio. So even if if you're in the United States and it gets EMP'd, and every radio station within the continental U.S. gets shut down, you will still be able to get stations from overseas, other countries. Shortwave radio is what I will be broadcasting on. When the grid goes down, I will be dusting off my HF radio set, and I will start broadcasting on shortwave bands. This radio will pick that up. So if you want to stay connected with me, even when everything is dark, I will have solar-powered power out here that I can power my radio set with, and I will be broadcasting, and you should be able to pick me up basically around the world. We'll have to play with that a little bit to make sure that it's getting out there to everybody, but we may hop around some of the band a little bit to optimize that and time of day to make sure that we're propagating all the way out to other continents and stuff like that. But all that to say, this radio will do that. It's a hand crank solar, and it will also the battery in it can actually charge your cell phone. So if you use the hand crank or use the solar panel on it, it's a small solar panel. So you gotta fiddle with it a little bit before a grid down emergency to make sure it's going to fit the bill for you and you understand how it works and all that kind of stuff. There are some folks that are off of YouTube that are broadcasting right now on shortwave. So that's also something to be thinking about too. You can pick up some of the if you're too lazy to go over to Rumble or over to wherever platform they're on, you'll pick up actually a bunch of channels that have been booted off the YouTubes that are on shortwave. So some food for thoughts. That's down in the pinned comment if you want to check that out, or just find a radio that has shortwave capabilities as well as the emergency weather system and stuff like that. If you don't have one of those already, definitely want to get that. It's not that expensive, and it will keep you connected with the outside world. It does not broadcast, by the way. It just receives signals. So that's why you're allowed to get that easily out there. So, lady says, Stone County, Arkansas hasn't had water in a week. This from a couple days ago post. Water emergency was declared, but then it was canceled even before half the county even got water. In order to make things look not bad, they lifted the emergency before the emergency was over, friends. As they say, talk about a non-prepper's nightmare. Well, the water is back on to most places inside the county, Stone County, Arkansas. They had an issue with the water intake, and it froze up. They couldn't get any water into the system, so they couldn't purify the water and get it out to everyone. The water is now back on for most customers, but there is now a boil advisory in effect for a few more days until they get all the tests done all over the place. But they're saying if anyone still has the water off, they need to advise them so that they can figure out why they're not switched back on yet. But 10 days without water for some people. And then they have a boil advisory. Would you have been able to handle 10 days, no water, and then move into a boil advisory? That's just a mental exercise. Just go for it. Because a whole county in Arkansas had to do it. Would you be able to do it with what you have on hand? A viewer says, north of Indianapolis, Indiana, at Meijer last night, and for the first time the aisles are expanding. Lots of empty floor space, especially down the center aisles where they usually have large displays. Some shelves seem more fronted than usual. Thanks for all you do. Stay safe and well, everyone. Indeed. KL says, my 96-year-old mom has been putting hydrogen peroxide in her humidifier for years. She's the only person I know that never got the cough. She also takes vitamin D3 and K2 daily. She lives in her own home. By the way, just stop using straws altogether. Plastic straws and bags are a problem. So now I did get another comment via email from you, from some folks out there that do be careful with the hydrogen peroxide for gargling because it can damage your teeth. Because even though it is ionized water, it is, was it basic or acidic? I forget. But it does eat away at your teeth and at the enamels on your teeth. So make sure that you are aware of that. It is caustic, so do be aware of that for whatever you're using it for. Nebraska says moldy food. While at a Safeway register, my husband and I noticed a package of corn tortillas we picked up had mold. When we pointed this out, the clerk said, "Hey, it's just penicillin, it won't hurt you." Imagine being a clerk at a store and being like, "Oh, there's mold on the thing I'm trying to sell you. Don't worry about it, just buy it anyway." That's for the record, she is incorrect. Food mold is not the same as penicillin, which is absolutely true. It's not. And my husband and I are both allergic to penicillin, so not sound customer advice. That's right. Don't get moldy food. If it's moldy, put it back. Right? That's the store's fault. That's the store or the supplier's fault. Lisa says East Central Mississippi, Walmart. No potatoes, no russet, red or yellow of any size. No carrots, celery, or onions. Now, of course, that oftentimes, if it starts in one place, if it starts one kind of potatoes, then people just grab the other kind of potatoes, and it just helps wipe them out faster. And then if there's no potatoes, then people start grabbing carrots and celery and onions. But definitely not good not seeing those things, right? I purchased from Sam's so I could make soup and pressure can the leftovers. A deer hit my car. It always sounds funny when you put it like that, but yeah, it definitely can happen, right? The deer can actually go into your car instead of you into the deer. And it has taken 3 weeks to get parts in. It was pretty good. It was a pretty good ding, but nothing serious. My dad actually had a poodle run into his car. And you say like a poodle? No, like a full poodle. Came at like a full run and just, we were at a stop sign and he just slammed into the side of the car. It was just absolutely crazy. Plain says, Ava, Southern Missouri, Walmart, only had brown organic eggs and a few brown eggs. Very few of those, so no plain white eggs. Gaps in many other aisles. Our Amish discount store was showing depleted stock as well. Empty dairy shelves, gaps in the vegetable section as well. Fruit and vegetables looked poor. Picked up taco supplies. My son came out from Washington State for work and was able to visit me while here. Dinner for a family of 12 was $117 at home for taco dinners. Crazy. Thank you everyone for your updates. Be blessed. Preston says, Poplar Bluff, Walmart, Missouri, which is my personal favorite Walmart in all the world because it's Poplar, right? So Poplar Bluff, Missouri, in Walmart it has been empty for days. I sent you an update the other day. I should have sent pictures of the meat section. Was absolutely bare. Frozen section was absolutely bare. The dairy was very scarce, and people were complaining about how little cereal there was in the food section of the Walmart. Both of our Walmarts in Poplar Bluff were empty yesterday. They got trucks in, and the people swarmed the stores and started filling their carts. I'm sure there will be, with more storms coming, that the store is going to be empty again. So when you have a shortage, when you put stuff back on the shelves, people are going to be not only trying to make up for the time they missed with the shopping, but then they're also going to stock a little extra. So it just, when there's a shortage, it snowballs. And as people see it more, they panic more and they start grabbing it whenever they see it. And then the stores just can't keep stuff on the shelves. We saw that during the cough, right? Linda says, I have a relative in North Alabama. They had winter weather starting last Sunday. Grocery stores got pretty much wiped out before the storm. They got a good bit of ice on the roads that has remained hazardous for driving. I talked to her yesterday and the stores still have not received shipments and are very low on food. This is about a week of no resupply. Thankfully, the roads are improving. What happens when you go to the store and there is no food? A lot of Americans don't know what to respond to that. You know, they're just like, of course, there's always going to be food at the stores. And yet, from even the reports we're hearing this week, no, that's not the case. A winter storm rolls in and suddenly there's no food. I mean, that isn't like surprising. A hurricane rolls in and suddenly there's no food at the stores because, well, duh, right? The trucks can't get through, or there is no store, or whatever. I mean, people that just refuse to be prepared frustrate me. Not only frustrate me, but just like confuse me. I just don't understand where they're coming from. Rebel says, Memphis Walmart. The weather has halted Walmart from putting trucks on the road. We have a house in Martin and things were out. The stocking manager there said Walmart has had a policy to hold trucks until roads are safe for transport. And of course, what's safe for transport up in New York State and Pennsylvania and Michigan is different than what's safe for other parts of the country like down south, where if it could snow, we got to stop the trucks, right? Soli says, I had gone to the local grocery store in northern Minnesota to try to pick up some golden plump chicken legs or thighs for dinner. Last week, prices were at $2.49 a pound for the family. The new prices was set at $7.59 a pound. That's $26 to $33 for the family. This is getting way too ridiculous. Chicken has always been a cheap and reliable protein option for me and my family. Now it seems like a choice cut of roast beef is going to be cheaper for now. Prices are going up. They're really going up. And we are starting to see chicken prices creeping up too. Nebraska says update in Sterling, Colorado. My husband and I drove to Sterling, Colorado on Saturday and stopped by the buck 25 tree. And we were shocked at the low inventory of food, even at the buck 25 price, right? No milk, no eggs, no cheese, no butter, no sour cream, no cottage cheese, no bread. Bleak supply of frozen foods, canned and prepackaged foods were minimal as well, no flour or sugar. There was plenty of bioengineered Valentine's candy, so not a total waste of a trip. All right, friends, please do keep your reports coming in. If you want to get some more information from Genesis Gold, there's a link right there. If you want to check out another video from the channel, there's one right up there. And if you want to check out that radio, hand crank radio deal on Amazon, there is a pinned comment down below. Thanks so much for watching. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report, out.